Hi there, LinkedIn family. Jonathan here from Some Talented People. And today, in our series on security and web security, personal security, business security, we're going to look at personal security. Now, as people always looked, in fact, I was on a Zoom call last week, and I showed people my phone, and there were several young people there. Actually, Paz, you're a young person. There were several young people there, and they were agog at my terribly old technology. But it is something I do for a very good reason. Francis, the thing that I'm most interested in is we've just gone back to children in schools, but for the last year, tell the story about how hackers and scammers get into a household and then a business.
It's so easy, I sit on 3 different security panels, and I've just been asked to chair the National Lead for the Federation of Small Businesses cybersecurity team.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
And
well done.
That's a really it's a question I'm going to try and answer as short as possible. I was asked the same question on Clubhouse. We do Clubhouse every Friday between 1 and 2. But I can get into your systems at home via your email. I can get into your system via phone. I can get into your system via your Wi-Fi sitting outside. I can get into your system via any of your if you've got any of your Internet of Things open. So in other words, your smart TV, your Alexa, your your radiator valves. I mean, all these things. If you haven't changed the default password away from the admin or admin and password or admin no password, I can find your stuff online on the dark web or even on the public web.
Wow.
Once I have access to this, I can then log on to one of those devices and then jump from one to the other. But the easiest way to get into your systems at home is I'll send you one email, you'll click on the link, and unbeknownst to you, we've just installed what we call a keylogger.
Right.
So the very next time you log on to any of your secure online portals, I've now got access directly into your secure portals. It is very simple.
And go on.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping you're going to ask me a question, how do we fix it?
Well, no, I mean, so the question and the discussion, so Pazby, I mean, you've got experience of someone being hacked, I believe you were saying.
Yeah, so one of our clients, he was in his mid-70s, still running his business for 30 years, and he got hit with the same malware that hit the NHS, the encryption malware. And this is a person who's been running his business by himself the same way for 30 years. And unfortunately, all his documents were on his computer, all his invoicing, his even his backups were on the same computer. He was storing his Sage backups onto the same machine.
We see that a lot.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he lost access to everything. He didn't obviously have the Bitcoins to pay the ransom. That's what it was, ransomware, not now. But the lucky thing was that he never closed his computer and he never closed Outlook. And because of the way that Outlook worked, it keeps the OST in use.
What is OST?
It's the folder that contains all your emails and it's a large file, maybe it could be a few gig. So it had all his attachments and everything in there, and because it was in use, it never got infected. So he managed to get some of the files back, some of the stuff that he'd sent out. But this cost him, months of delays. The computer just was a liability, and then he needed to get, external hard drives and everything, and a proper security process in place. And it just, it almost crushed him emotionally and physically as a small business at that point.
Well, I know when I joined the company, we did some research that 9 out of 10 businesses that get hacked go under within, is it 12 months, Francis, or 2 years?
Yeah, no, it's within 2 years normally.
Right.
I mean, the latest stats that I've seen is that every 14 seconds, a UK company suffers a ransom attack.
Wow.
Every 14 seconds. You know, you are now more likely.
Guys, I'm not kidding. I just got a pop-up on my firewall saying threat detected.
Well, you know, and that's the thing. I think there's so many similarities between cybersecurity and COVID. You don't know what you don't know until you know, which is normally too late.
Yeah.
You know, and it takes people out just without them seeing it coming. And this is why I just so wish that people would take this seriously, you know, and listen to podcasts like this or you know, and think, okay, what else can we do to fix this problem? Because the more layers we can put around ourselves, the more likely the hackers and scammers would go to somebody else, because most people won't do anything. So there's supply and demand, you know, there's so much supply. It's just not funny from a hacker's perspective.
So, go on, please.
No. The other thing I was just going to mention, you know, just I don't know if you've seen Saturday, BBC Click, one of my favorite programs. And BBC Click on Saturday has just they've just done an excellent article or session about how many people are being caught at the moment by the cyber police in the UK. You know, they're doing fantastic work, but I'd love the listeners to watch that episode from the 21st of March.
I clicked on it and was going to watch it after we recorded, so you've caught me unawares, but I look forward to it with great anticipation. So I'm super secure from phone hacking, as it were. It's not phone hacking, but getting into my Wi-Fi network through my phone. The concern, Francis, for me is that if you've got kids at home, they will be using their devices. Many children, obviously not with extreme poverty, but children will have typically more than one device, and they are very typically downloading all sorts of things and clips and just YouTubes and stuff, and any of these are a way in.
As far as I'm concerned, when they're at home, the most dangerous element of the home network, for the reasons you've said. You know, a lot of these gaming websites where my boys would try and find what they call mods, where they try and basically get extra functionality for their games. These things are riddled with malware and different unknown threats, riddled. So, and most of them, if they're unknown, will bypass existing antivirus solutions or protection solutions. In most cases, it'll bypass multiple layers of existing or known security solutions, okay? Which means that if one machine is infected, that infection will propagate to the phones, to the other computers, to the work computer. Right. And this is where the danger lies, because people are not what I call self-isolating themselves at home when it comes to wireless networks. So they're all logging on to the same wireless network, and there's the problem.
Yes, you did talk to me about. I heard about this, and in fact, I think that is probably the good advice to go to the break. And that is basically there is a way of setting up separate areas on your Wi-Fi network, which means that if someone gets in to the bit that your children are using, that doesn't then jump across, propagate to other situations. So we're going to take a break right now. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about business security.
Hello, my name is Steve Mills, and I run a company called Crofton Limited. We've been working with Francis and the team at Westcott, and they've been helping us to improve our cyber security. We had a major problem several months ago where somebody hacked and continued to hack our website. We engaged Westech, and you know what? It's been absolutely perfect ever since. And for me, cybersecurity is something that I don't really understand. I know it's around, and for many years, I never really took it seriously. I didn't take it seriously until I really, really had to. And then I got the experts in, and I fully recommend them. A great company, good guys, always there at the end of the phone to help when needed.